Yeah, did you feel like you deserved at least a point out there?
Yeah, I think we were robbed in the end, if I'm being dead honest. And it always seems to be kind of away games, and how the fact he can give a penalty in the last minute to Leeds underneath our post, yet when we take the ball from the kick, Rob Louis gathers the ball, he plays a real quick play of the ball, they've got 3 markers, they've got all the middles all offside, they run back, 2 of them get involved, Briscoe makes a tackle who is one of the markers, so there's 3 markers and people offside. It's a dead set penalty round underneath the post again at 16 all, which wins us the game, which at that level, to miss that's a bit of a joke to me, especially then when you come down the other end of the field and you give a penalty away where somebody's going into the contact and hit the ball coming out of contact. So for me, and you watch some of the NRL stuff that goes on in there, and the referees don't decide games. For me, the referees decided the game there on the back end of that on decisions that they've made.
I guess it's even more important, those kinds of decisions in this format.
In the eights they are, especially in this section here, especially in the qualifiers when teams are playing for kind of their kind of survival, if you like. You get them big decisions right, because for us there, that's a win. And I know Jansen got held up over the line, but if they're not allowed involved, he scores, which you win, or they're offside, which you give you a penalty, which you win the game. So for me, I'm a little bit fuming, and we've just spoke about kind of how our discipline kind of cost us in the first half with some of the penalties we came out of yardage. But then when you go back and you actually look through that, and you see the decision that's made on the back of it, that'd have put us safe. They'd have put us at 10 points and put us safe. And that's the real disappointing thing there, that's not been picked up. And a referee of that calibre, you think, picks that up. 3 markers and all the middles offside. So I think it's a harsh call.
Do you feel like the officiating in this country is a long way behind Australia?
More games over here are decided by decisions that they make rather than letting the players decide the outcome of games. For me, you let the players decide the outcome of the game, and that game there, that one, we knew we'd win it if we were patient and composed and we stayed in the arm wrestle, and I thought we did that really well. And then the last kind of play of the game, which we win the game on the back of either a proper penalty, not kind of a made up penalty, a proper penalty where you've got 3 markers and you've got a load of middles offside. So I'm not going to blag the officiating, because I know they have got a tough job to do, but make the right call in a situation like that. You've got to get that call right.
Once the dust settles, can you set positives from the
performance? There was loads of positives. First half we defended 7 sets back to back on our goal line. We were doing it really tough in the first half. We lost kind of our playmakers. Josh Wood, our 9, was struggling with cramp as well, but we didn't have anybody to kind of change him on. Credit to him, he put his hand up and said he wasn't coming off and he wanted to stick out there as well. So there's loads of positives. I just think there's been a kind of injustice, if you like, at the back end of there, because we deserved to win that game with the way we came about it.
How many wins do you think you need in the last 2
years? Yeah, you need. I think 10 points. I think 10 points. That's why I'm kind of fuming with that, really, to be fair, because that puts you safe then, and then the pressure's off a little bit, and you can just probably enjoy the last couple of games and play some proper football in there. But what we've got to do now is regroup again, and through no fault of our own, we've been put in a position now again where we have to come in them games, and we know we have to win games, but we want to decide the outcome of games. We don't want the outcome of games being decided by that decision.